Anhur recently got changed so that he is a lot stronger a lot sooner. Now, granted, he's still weaker in the late game, but in order to get to the late game, you need to do the early game. So let's talk about Anhur. Hello there, everyone. It's me, Keltick, your Smite professor, here today to talk about the basics on how to play and build Anhur. So let's start by talking about Anhur's different abilities. Anhur's passive is a physical protection debuff that is applied whenever a projectile that Anhur throws connects with an enemy. So this will be basic attack or ability-based projectiles. Now, what's important to note here is this is only a one-time debuff. It does not stack. Anhur's first ability spawns a giant pillar with a giant quicksand area around it. The quicksand area is a slow, and any enemy that is damaged by you within the quicksand is going to be dealt increased percent damage, not increased flat damage, increased percent damage, and that is an important distinction to make. Anhur's second ability is called Impale. It's pretty simple. He throws a projectile, and if this projectile hits an enemy god, they're going to be knocked backwards, or, well, in the direction that the Impale was thrown. He's got a hell of an arm. Now, what's important to note is two things. First, if a god is hit and knocked back through minions, the minions are still going to take the ability damage from the Impale. Second, if the Impale knocks a player into an enemy-made wall, a friendly-made wall, or any wall in general, they're gonna be stunned. Anhur's third ability is a leap. When he lands at his targeted location, he knocks up everything that was in that location. It's really good engage, it's a pretty good escape. They just increased the speed in which you travel in the air, and it feels really good to use now. For Anhur's ultimate, he channels the powers of both God and anime and throws out 8 spears in rapid succession, which each deal a lot of damage. That's it. He's CC immune during this ultimate, and it doesn't have a long cooldown. That's the strength of the ability, but it doesn't do that much besides damage. Post-production Keltick here to tell you that the general reason that Anhur is strong in lane is because he can be really aggressive with the jump. Typically, the combo you look for is you jump in, impale them into the lane wall, and then immediately start channeling ult, which is usually going to kill someone. I don't recommend doing this in late game teamfights because you'll probably just die, but this is a good way to make sure that you get ahead on Anhur, which is what you want to look to do in lane. Now, a build I'm going to recommend for Anhur is on your screen now. I will say this is one of the few characters that I recommend running crit on. The additional physical penetration that Anhur gets from his passive makes crit builds really fun. That being said, if you're playing mid to higher level conquest, you're going to want to run the full penetration build because you're going to kill yourself on thorns if you run crit. Now, from there, let's quickly touch on ability leveling order, and I will say there has been a little bit of debate recently on my Twitch stream about the way we should be leveling Anhur's abilities. I'm going to give you the beginner-friendly version. If you want to come and talk different variations to this, pop by. The first hour is all just chatting so that we can hang out. Now, for beginner Anhur players, I recommend your first 5 levels being a point into the 2, then the jump, then the 2 for the impale damage again, then put a point into the first ability because you might as well have it, and then another point at level 5 goes into the ultimate. Then from there, max the 2, max the 1, max the 3, put points into the ult where you can. Nice and simple. And that is the basics to all things Anhur. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel. I do stuff like this all the time. Otherwise, if you want to keep learning Smite with me right now, click the video on your screen and I'll see you there. But otherwise, have yourselves a casual day, and I will see you in the next video.